Number 10 from the review. I got cosine is -4/5, and I'm in quadrant 2. What's the value of tangent? All right, so I'm in quadrant 2. Anytime they give me either a point in one of the quadrants, or in this case, a fraction in one of these quadrants, I want to try to set up a right triangle in there. All right, so I know I'm in quadrant 2. I don't know if we reviewed this yesterday with you guys or not. How do I figure out how that right triangle is drawn in quadrant 2? What was the little device I had given you? Because, I could do one like this, going, that's not a triangle, but, I could go like that. I could go, sorry. I could go like this in quadrant 2, make a right triangle. How do I know what my right triangle looks like, Jeremy?
You draw a bow tie?
A little bow tie, yeah. I can draw a bow tie that goes in every of the 4 quadrants, and I can tell in quadrant 2 my triangle should look like that. So that's how I draw my triangle. Now you see how the cosine is -4/5. So somewhere on my triangle I should have a -4 and a 5. Somewhere on my triangle, 2 out of the 3 sides should be labeled -4 and 5. That is where SOHCAHTOA comes in. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent should be 4, -4, and hypotenuse should be 5. And we remember, what angle am I always looking at as far as finding the adjacent side and the opposite side? Because I got 3 angles in the triangle. Which one do I always go from to tell which side's adjacent, opposite? My reference angle right here. So yes or no, do you see where you can put the -4?
Yes.
Adjacent to that angle, -4. Hypotenuse, 5. Never negative. You know you're going to have to find that missing side, right? Before you answer the question, how do I find that missing side? Using Pythagorean theorem. Again, I can't stress it enough. Anytime you square a number, it should be positive. Anytime you square a number, it should be positive. So you got a squared plus -4 squared. Make sure you shouldn't even need your calculator for that. But if you do, make sure it's in parentheses, equals 5 squared. What are you getting for your third side? 3. Now look where I put it. Should that be positive or -3 where I'm putting it? This 3 right here, should it be positive or negative where I'm putting it?
Positive.
Positive, yep, because it's going up. Now it says find the value of tangent. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. So now that I have all 3 sides, my opposite side is 3. My adjacent side is -4. I want to ask you guys this question, and I should ask this at the very beginning. At the very beginning of this problem, without knowing much, how could I have eliminated choices A and B right off the bat? Why could I have eliminated choices A and B? Connor?
Because they're both positive and the -4 is because I don't know what I'm trying to say. Because it's the adjacent one, so opposite of adjacent, and the adjacent have to be negative.
Okay, yep. What was I asking you guys to find? Tangent in what quadrant?
2.
AS, S. What do you know about tangent in the second quadrant?
Negative.
So you could have at least got yourself from 25% to a 50-50 shot. So keep those little things in mind, especially when they give you a quadrant you're in. All right, others, topics, or specific questions?
Number 13.
13, yeah, here we go. What quadrant am I in? So let me get a little ASTC going. All right, I give a little something about cosine. It's negative 0.7. Now I got anybody CSC abbreviation for?
Sine.
Cosecant. Now you got to think, what's cosecant always partnered with?
Sine.
Sine. So whatever happens with cosecant, it's the same as sine. So even if you want to write sine right above it, it's the same thing. Same thing's going to happen to cosecant as it does with sine. All right, so what am I asking? Greater than 0. That's telling me what? Where is sine? Well, it's greater than 0. Another way of me saying what? Positive, right? Another way of me saying positive. So where is sine positive and cosine? Now, here's where I tried to mess with your mind. I gave you that 0.7, but it has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that it's negative. So where is sine positive and cosine negative at the same time? Look at my chart. Sine positive, cosine negative. I'd be in what quadrant?
2.
Quadrant 2. Yep. So that 0.7 had nothing to do with the problem. It was because it was negative. So cosine negative, cosecant goes with sine, so I can just find where sine's positive and I'll be all right. Yep. 11, everybody. 11. All right, I'm just turning 5 ninths pi into degrees. You guys will have a formula sheet tomorrow on you. On the formula sheet, what do I have to multiply by? Going back day 1 of this unit, what do I need to multiply by to change it into degrees? 180 over pi. I also want to remind you, because we are very advanced now in this unit, pi is equal to what in degrees? Anybody remember pi equals what in degrees? 180. So even if you just wanted to plug in 180, wow, look at you.
That's special delivery right
Thanks.
there. You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much. Oh, next packet. Lucky you guys. Even if you forgot what to multiply by, pi is equal to 180, so you can just plug a 180 in instead of pi. It's up to you. Pi's cancel in this case. 5 times 180 divided by 9. What are we looking at there? 100? 100 degrees? There we go. All right, so pi equals 180, so you can just substitute in 180 for pi. Jeremy, yeah.
Can we go to 6 and 7?
Ooh, that's a 6 and 7, huh? That's a double one. Did I do 6 yesterday? No? Okay, maybe it was 7th period then. All right, so here you go. Sine is negative radical 2 over 2. Cosine is radical 2 over 2. I got it. All right. So first I got to start. I've seen those radical 2 over 2s before. Where? 45. But the answer is not 45, though. Anybody know why the answer is not 45? One's negative, and they're both positive at 45 degrees, right? They're both positive radical 2 over 2. So now I got to figure out, where am I? All right. Sine is negative radical 2 over 2, and cosine is positive radical 2 over 2. So let's think about it. Where would I be if sine is negative and cosine is positive? I'm in the 4th quadrant, right? I could stop here because there's only one choice in the 4th quadrant, right? Or maybe if there was multiple choices in the 4th quadrant, you guys told me radical 2 over 2 belongs to 45 degrees, right? So if you have a 45 degree reference angle in quadrant 4, how do you find the actual angle? 360 minus 45. So if there was multiple answers in the 4th quadrant, this is how I would get the actual one, and that gives me 315 degrees. So good. You guys notice radical 2 over 2. Oh, I'm dealing with 45 degrees in the 4th quadrant. It's got to be 315. And you're ready for 7. All right, this is very similar to the one Oriana asked at the very beginning of class. I'm in quad 1 now instead of quad 2. Cosine 4/5. What do I want you to make in quad 1? A right triangle with a 4 and a 5 somewhere on it. Where's the 4 going to go if it's cosine? Adjacent, so in this case, it would be on the x-axis. Where's the 5 going to go? Hypotenuse. Can we save time with Pythag here? Blank 4, 5. It's going to be a 3 here. All positive, all positive. All right, so it's asking me to find the sine of A and multiply it with the tangent of A. All right, so sine A. So Katoa. Three over 5, opposite over hypotenuse. So there's sine. How about tangent now? What's the tangent value here? 3, opposite 3 over adjacent 4. Any questions there? Multiply them. That's what it's asking me to do. Take those two fractions and actually multiply them. Numerator, we don't cross multiply. Oh, my heart. Don't cross multiply. Numerator times numerator. 9. Denominator times denominator. Good question, Jeremy, because yes, I'm asking one similar to this tomorrow. Might be in a different quadrant. Who knows? But I am asking something similar to this tomorrow. Not multiple choice either. Any of those topics you see on there? Jeremy, yeah.
Number 22.
22. All right, here we go. Buckle up, everybody. I got 512. All 6. What do I mean by all 6? Sine, cosine, tangent, and the new 3 from Friday, right? But it goes, where's 512? Quadrant 1. What do I want you to draw? Yeah, if I give you cosine, sine, tangent as a fraction or a point, I want you to draw a right triangle. So here you go. Goes through 512, right? 512. So that now, that 5 and 12 should be able to go somewhere on your triangle. Where should I put the 5?
X.
That's the x, right? And the 12, the other leg. So 5 and 12. Because, hey, if anybody's wondering how I know it here, I go over 5, right? This is how you graph a point. Over 5 on the x, up 12 on the y. And we're probably going to have to find the third side. So I'll let you guys, if you don't know that one off the top of your head, go ahead and do a little Pythag. Anybody? Pythag, what do you got? Third should be 13. You're solving for C. All right. Now here, hard work's done. Now we got to go through all 6. You guys tell me, what do you want to find first? Cosine, sure. Adjacent over hypotenuse. What do you got here? Whoa, watch your mouth, young buck. Adjacent is 12. All right, there's your reference angle. Adjacent 5, 13. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Tomorrow might be a radical in the bottom. We're going to have a little self-respect and get it out. Okay? Might be a radical on the bottom tomorrow. We just did cosine. We should probably do its reciprocal, which is sine. You can do sine if you want. I'm just at cosine. So what's the new one? Secant. Yep. Why do I choose to do that one next? All I'm going to do to 5/13 is flip it. Yep, 13 over 5. All right, you want to do sine next? Sine. Opposite over hypotenuse. That one will be 12 over 13. And then why don't we just do its reciprocal now, which is cosecant. Flip that and it'll be 13 over 12. And then we got two more, right? What do you got? Tan. Opposite over adjacent. 12 over 5. And then finally, the reciprocal of tangent, cotangent, 5/12. And I'll even throw in a bonus question here. What is that angle? What is angle theta there? How many degrees in angle theta? It's in the first quadrant, so it's got to be between 0 and 90. What are you doing tomorrow? Because I will ask you for the angle tomorrow. You got a lot of choices here to find the angle.
67 degrees.
How am I finding the angle?
Inverse.
Inverse of something. And they're all positive. I'd probably stay away from the reciprocal ones, but inverse cosine, inverse sine, inverse tangent. All right, they're all positive, so they're all going to and give you the same answer. I don't know, I'll do inverse cosine. It's the first one up here. So that angle equals inverse cosine 5 over 13. And then whatever the rounding, what's it, 60 something?
67.
Yeah.
Mr. Carlino.
Sure, Jeremy.
I have to get the Feeder Change award tomorrow. They say that you have a pass for me.
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't go down to my mailbox. Today I'm supposed to have a pass for you.
For tomorrow.
All right, well, it's not tomorrow though, so I guess I don't have the pass right now. All right, I'll check tomorrow. Other questions on the topics that are on classroom? Yeah,
So, for number 14,
number
it
14.
says like the answer key.
Yep.
It says that 190 is in quad 2. So it would be
God, I did it again.
So it says like positive, but
Yeah, it's not in quad 2.
It's not in quad 2.
Yeah, I know. It should be negative, right?
Yeah, so the answer,
Should be negative, yes.
even if it says find it as a positive.
This is only, no. The angle itself needs to be positive. What I need a negative sign out in front here.
Yeah, that's it.
So you're just telling me,
Okay.
hey classmates, Mr. Carlino did something wrong. I'm calling him out now. That's basically what you're doing.
Well, I wanted to know. If
No. It's all right. It's all right. I see how it is. No, don't even start. All right, don't even start. That's basically what you're doing. I know I'm right, and you put the wrong answer key down. You put it wrong on the answer key. So I just want to let all my classmates know how much of a goof you are and how are you qualified to teach this class. Yep, I see how it is. Yep. Remember, I got to correct your test tomorrow too. Just throwing that out there.
You do 24.
24. Yep. What are we looking at here? Yep. This is a tricky one. Cosine -6/10 and tangent it's greater than 0. What's the value of cotangent? All right, well, it gives me this, right? It gives me this, so I start thinking I got to make a right triangle. And usually in these questions, I tell you what quadrant you're in, so you know where to make it. But I don't here. I'm expecting you to figure out what quadrant we're in based on the information I've given you. All right, just like, where's that question? Right here. Here you go. Question number 10. I told you cosine and the quadrant, right? So it was like, hey, no problem. I'll make a right triangle in quadrant 2. On this one that Connor's asking is, I don't give you the quadrant, but you have enough information to tell me what quadrant you're in. Cosine negative, tangent greater than 0. I got to be in what quadrant? 3. Okay, now we do it. And now I make my right triangle in quadrant 3. I think of my bow tie. That's what it looks like. Now I got to figure out where's that negative 6 and 10 going. Yeah, I gave you cosine, everybody. Cosine. So adjacent right here should be negative 6. And where's the 10 going? Hypotenuse. Yep, little Pythag action for you. A squared plus negative 6 squared equals 10 squared. You should get a whole number out for A, I believe.
You get 8.
Do I? Yep, should get 8 out, but look where I'm putting it. See, these are the little details that makes this unit so tough. Yes, this side is 8. Look where it is. Negative 8, yep. All right, so we found out what quadrant we're in. The triangle's all set up. Now here comes the second part of this problem is cotangent. There's a couple ways I could get cotangent here. What's your go-to? How would you find the value of cotangent now that you know all 3 sides? Okay, Zach says find tangent and do what with it? Flip it. I'm cool. I'm good with that. The other way is, all right, you guys know SOHCA TOA, right? Tangent's usually opposite over adjacent, but we're flipping it, so we could do adjacent side over opposite. But again, if you guys want to find tangent and then flip it, that's fine. That's fine. That is one good thing about this unit is there's multiple ways of getting an answer. All right, let's keep rocking. What's adjacent? Negative 6 over opposite. Negative 8. You know, I'd be pretty happy if you got to this point. Probably accept that, but at the level of math we are, I got a negative divided by a negative here.
I'll be positive.
Yep, so I'd probably be looking for 6 over 8. Or if you want to reduce it, hey, even better if you want to reduce it. All right, so the only difference between that one and ones we've done is I didn't provide the quadrant, but you had enough information to figure out on your own what quadrant you're in. All right, I think it's time for you guys to try some stuff out independently. Call me over. If it's about a problem here or in your packet, let me know. All right. Also, I just want to give you fair warning because I know it's a deep problem and maybe or maybe not you might get to it, but you might want to take a little peek at 26 eventually before you take the test tomorrow. Just saying. All right, just saying. It's a deep problem, so maybe you will never get to it, but you may want to take a little sniff at it. You might see it again. All right, so I'll be coming around helping anybody out with topics or actual questions.